71, Justice for Tyrone West, and Justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you so much, my queen. So just like my sister said, justice for my brother Tyrone and all the victims of police brutality and murder. And it's just, we're in sad times right now. So that's why I elected tonight not to have any special guests, but just a special conversation. We're going to show you the video that we have, that we play every week, and we'll be back momentarily. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
why you do that? Why would you say that?
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one: concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here, Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly. Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog-tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my driver?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the driver?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration? To profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record me. For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardez Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West
was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 to 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. All right, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. As I was stating earlier, we don't have any special guests because I elected not to have any, because I'm really like in a down mood, especially looking at all the stuff that's happening around the world, and it's just so sad and it's disgusting. And it has me to a point that even when I try to play it to the fact that like it's not really decompress everything that's going on all at one time. That's why like I tried as much as possible not watch the news or, like be low key. I might post on Facebook or, on social media, just like maybe if I'm cooking or having a happy time on my way to an event, something and then hop off, because it's a lot going on in the world right now and it's too much. And what really took me over the edge first, it's like a lot. It's just like every day you wake up is some foolishness and you get tired of it. It gets to the point it's draining because, and it all boils down to one thing, and it's racism. Racism is real. And I'll say it again. Racism is real, and it's horrible. It's heartbreaking. And it's just sad that being an African-American person, they hate us so bad. They hate our babies, our children, all that. Like, I was just like blown back with just the latest foolishness that I pulled up online or pretty much I wasn't looking for it, that as I'm strolling or I hear about it on the news, just different stuff. It is disgusting. The fact that we know I'm talking about, everybody saw that. Like, it is so horrible. And if that wasn't enough, and we just literally came up on a commemoration of that, and that is heartbreaking alone, but the fact that you have these racist people that will actually take a moment of silence to stand up, the GOP, literally, to stand up for Derek Chauvin, literally, after he unalived George Floyd in such a horrific way, is beyond disgusting. It is like right now, the world, and I'll say it, the world is playing in our faces. Like the stuff that they used to say behind closed doors or, in the presence of their family members or even their hate groups, they're letting this stuff spill all over. Like, it's all in the schools. It's everywhere. Like, you go on social media, you see this Caucasian teacher. She literally thought it was cute to actually have a black baby doll lynched in the middle of her class for babies to see this foolishness. Like, it is ridiculous. And then for that to happen with George Floyd, and then for me to hear about a 14-year-old literally was shot in the back. We had this Asian man, I believe that was his race, but a known repeat violent offender, Mr. Rick. Sick Mr. Rick is what I'll call him. And for the jury to find him not guilty for the execution of a black young man, a baby, is ridiculous. And for them to say, oh, well, you know, he had a weapon on him. First of all, let's be crystal clear. This baby did not go in that store, that gas station, and he didn't, you know, he wasn't robbing nobody. He wasn't doing anything. He went. And I saw the surveillance video footage. He literally went to the aisle where you go get your drinks from. And he went to the refrigerator. He literally took out, or the refrigerator case where the waters and drinks be at. But he literally took out 4 bottles of water. And I guess he must have was feeling uncomfortable because you have the store owner's wife just standing there. I mean, not even it's like he was profiled the minute he walked in that gas station. He was profiled. For her to literally just be standing there, like right on his back, watching this baby get the 4 bottles of water, and then you see him put the 4 bottles of water back. Then he literally goes to walk out the store, and you hear a conversation amongst the son or whoever, and he's saying stuff like, I know you took some waters. And he's like, no, I didn't, bro. You hear him saying, I didn't take no waters, bro. And he literally goes to leave the store. And shortly after that, a whole entire pursuit comes, like a foot chase. You have Mr. Sick Rick, go and actually run the whole entire amount of space as a football field, right? The size of a football field to chase this young man down. And not just him, the son. And then you see literally on the video, you see the wife, you see all 3 of them chasing him. This little boy was so scared, he ran out of his shoe. And literally, he dropped his weapon. And for you to shoot this baby from the back and for the jurors to find him not guilty is beyond belief. And I mean, and every time, and it's sad because it's like the same thing. You be like, I know that didn't just happen, but it did just happen. And it keeps on happening. And it's so sickening and sad. And it's like any and every race seems like they can just get away with unaliving a Black African American person. It is disgusting. My heart goes out to that family. Like literally, my thing is, let's say the worst thing would have happened. He would have stole water. That's what you get on the phone for. Then it's sad because it's like, darn if you do, darn if you don't, because now you got these road cops. It's like, this little boy didn't even really have a fighting chance, to be honest, because they could have literally got on the phone. The right thing to do was to get on the phone, hey, we had this little kid just stole the bottle of water, or post his picture up and say he can't come in there no more, whatever the case may be. But literally, and for something that literally people need to survive water, you literally run a whole entire football field to actually go and chase and unalive a little boy is sick. And then you got your son right there. You got your son right there, but yet you'll take somebody else's son out. And that's my whole point of what I want to talk about tonight. People around the world are doing really sick, foul things. They're doing the things that they wouldn't want to happen to their family members, but yet they're enduring. But yet they're doing it to other people's family members. And it is so disgusting. I'm so overwhelmed with all the hate that is happening right now. And it's like, you want to be happy because you go through the joyous moments. Like I just had a celebration with my T-baby, and I was excited the weekend. And it's always, anytime I spend time with my family members, that is an experience. Then now you have to come back to reality when you have to deal with everyday life. The reality of everyday life is at any given moment, anything can go wrong just because somebody, not that you do something wrong necessarily, but because someone just does not like you, the way you look, whatever the case may be, it is disgusting. And for them to literally be able to execute you and get away with it. And I want to talk about this ruthless animal that literally took this baby's life. This wasn't his first incident. So let's be crystal clear. It was a lady, they said, He literally shot at this lady 6 times. I think she went in his store, and I believe someone said she stole peanuts and like some alcohol or I don't know what it was, but it was 2 items. But you literally shoot at this lady 6 times. You should have been shut down. And my thing is, any and everybody get away with different things, but the minute a Black person does anything, you're scrutinized, you shut down. You can literally have someone like standing outside your establishment, like doing stuff that you don't even know nothing about, or you don't have that protection from the community that somebody will say, you know what, let's get these people from around this person's store. They trying to make a living. But because those people are outside of a Black-owned store, they will come in and shut that store down. But yet you got a guy acting ruthless. He shot at a woman 6 times and nothing happened. They called it self-defense. Then it was another man, literally, that he shot before, and the man they said he took some oven cleaner, or whatever the case may be. But for material items, you go into a violent rage that you were willing to kill and nothing happened. See, so he did this. That wasn't his first time. The third time was the kill. And it makes me think about my brother with these ruthless cops that are unchecked. And to this day, they're still unchecked. Nobody's being held accountable. We're talking about 671 weeks, y'all. Not days, not months. 671 weeks. Nobody's still been held accountable. That's sending a very deadly, scary message that it is okay to unalive, beat somebody down, go in somebody's house, do illegal home invasions, then like all the stuff that, and I'm starting off with just one of those jokers that executed my brother with Ruiz. That's now he get promoted. Now he's a sergeant. He gets to be over top of people. Like, are you freaking kidding me? His unhinged self. But the fact that nobody checks that what they do, but anytime an African American person does anything, they scrutinize, they're ready to shut us down. And I'll give you another fact. We have this orange agent, I don't even want to say his name, that's running our damn country right now. He can do what he want to do. Anytime he want to do it, he can say what he want. He can put racist pictures up, Obama and his wife, do all this stuff and go, oh, but I didn't know that this, I thought it was a joke, or whatever the foolish is, and nothing happens. Anything. He could grab somebody's vagina. He could do whatever he want to do. He could be in the Epstein files, but because he who he is, we're not going to pull up his dirt no matter what. He can start a whole entire insurrection, have an officer murdered, and he don't get charged for that. He get to free all of the ones that was on that, so he can do whatever he wants to. But my example was this. One time when Obama was in office, Obama nearly made a statement that Trayvon Martin, who was unalived by George Zimmerman, right? He made one statement to say Trayvon Martin looked like he could be my son. He got so much screen. Did you know they made him come back and take his statement back and clean it up? Like, are you freaking kidding me? So this, my whole point is, they could do whatever they want to do, but when you're Black, you gotta walk the chalk line. You can't go outside of it. You gotta have everything on point, on beat, or else. But with them in America, you can do whatever you want to do, and it's okay. It's not okay. It is not okay. And I'm just like, to the point that I'm tired of being tired, y'all. When is enough going to be enough? And for me tonight to hear that we got such a long, sad list, it's typical. Like, we always have over 20 names. Over one name is too many. But over like 20 names, 28, 29 names, that is sad and disgusting. The fact that these killer cops can say it's okay to kill someone, to take someone's life. I believe they take more lives than people that work at McDonald's flipping burgers that mess up burgers and mess up sandwiches. I honestly believe, and this is he, this is Tawanda, not the West Coalition, this is me talking. I believe that they take more lives than people that actually work at McDonald's that will mess your sandwich up, might add cheese on your sandwich when you don't want cheese, or might give you whatever, mess your sandwich up. You know what I mean? But the whole point to actually take a life and beat somebody down and do all this stuff and get away with it is beyond disgusting and unreal to me. It is so terrible. And I'm just beyond sick of it. I'm tired of being tired, y'all. I want everybody to be tired. Like, what is it going to take? Like, how many lives do we have to read about, guys, before we say, you know what? Enough's enough. Like, how many more children are going to grow up without their moms, their dads, their fathers, their uncles, their cousins, all that? Like, it is so sad, y'all. When we supposed to be enjoying life, living it to the fullest, how can you live it to the fullest of any moment that once you open your eyes, anything can happen? I can't even say once you go outside your house, because now you're not even safe in your house. If these jokers want to come in and do a home invasion and kick your door in and wake you up with guns in the middle of your forehead, and however, you're not even safe in your own home. That is so sad and disgusting to me. Like, am I the only one feeling this way? Like, what is wrong with people? Like, I'm sick of it. And then you have people, and now I'm going to talk to my people. This for my Black folks, right? My African-American people. Yes, I'm talking to us. This is an us thing right now. We have the nerve to be hating on each other for no damn reason when we get enough of hate just being in our skin. And they love it when we hate on each other. They love that, y'all. And it's over the silliest thing. You will have somebody that you looked out for and that you thought was cool that will stab you in your back, throw you under the bus, ride you over, and over nothing, just because they don't like you, or the way you got your hair, or the way your body shape, or whatever the case may be. Foolishness. I'm sick and tired of all that. And then we wonder why that everybody, every race group has protections. Like, whenever anything goes down, you have all type of laws. You can't do this, you can't say that because this is discriminating against this person. This. You can't talk about this one. You know, you can't say that. But everything. But we were the ones that they would lynch us for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. They started the terminology picnic. That's why when I hear that word, I clench up. Before I knew what that word was, I used to love it. Oh, I want to go on a picnic. But when I learned the history of what I was loving, because I just thought it was, oh, let's get a basket of food and let's go out to the park and sit and enjoy the breeze and eat some nice food and take out a beach towel and just relax. And if there's water out there, get in the water, all that. I thought that was the coolest thing. But when I found out what the terminology came and stemmed from, it disgusted me so bad. But what I'm saying, they had all type of stuff surrounding nothing but hate towards Black people, Black African Americans. But we had no rights. We had these people, all type of races, Vietnamese, and I'm not being racist or anything. We have all like Chinese people, whatever, any type of group other than ourselves can come in our communities, open up, get all type of help to open up stores, get loans, all that. But we get the red flag. We can't even open up stuff in our own communities. You can be living there unless you got money or got good resources, know somebody, you can't even do that. And then even when you do, you're not even protected. must I remind you about the young black entrepreneur? And I can't think of the baby girl name, but a young girl had her own beauty salon. Young, this girl was in her 20s. Opened up a shop, and she asked for the police to come watch her shop because somebody broke in one time before, stole some stuff out of stuff. But literally for her to lose her life for some hair right in front of her baby, are you kidding me? Nobody protected her. But my whole point is, no one's coming to save us. And I'm going to say that again. No one is coming to save us. If we don't pull together, tighten up, guys, we are those frogs that I talked about that is in that pot of water, is sinking to our demise. Just because they didn't start that pot of water, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, a scientist once did a project where he had frogs. He had 2 pots, and he had some frogs. I'm going to say he had 10 frogs. He put 5 in a pot full with hot water that was already hot, and then he put 5 in a pot where he just slowly adjusted that water. The first 5 where the pot was really hot, they jumped slam out with the quickness within 2 seconds. But those other 5 frogs where he's...
Tawanda, I think we lost you.
All right, what you saying?
I think we just lost you.
Can you
For
hear
a
me
second.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. And of course, and it's saying like I can't even talk in my own home where I'm paying top bills, all that, without the interference and foolishness. But as I was saying with this project, the 5 frogs that stayed in the pot of water where the temperature was slowly getting turned up, they all came to their own demise. They died in that pot, right? But the other 5 frogs that the pot of water was really hot, they felt it. No, man, they hopped out in 2.5 seconds. My whole point, we are the frogs letting these jokers, this dirty system, take us down. We getting comfortable with that as they turn this temperature up every day, slowly but surely on us. I'm not hopping in that pot, y'all. I'm hopping out. I'm gonna need y'all to hop out with me. I'm gonna need y'all to put boots on the ground. We have to do something, and the time is now. Talking. To say, I want y'all to actually think about what is going on. And this stuff ain't just start, my friends. This been going on for over 400 plus years before any of us was born, all of that, right? But what are we going to do while we have the opportunity to do something about what's going on? Like at the end of the day, we could do something because our forefathers did something. Think about Harriet Tubman and them, Malcolm X and them. If they would have sat in that pot and just slowly let them turn the smoke and the steam up, we would still be somewhere picking cotton and all that. Even though we just a step, I say it's modern day slavery, but it is what it is. But I thank God we're not actually where our ancestors was at. But they trying to take us back, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all now, they trying to take us back. And it's sad and disgusting. And I'm just going to end right there. I refuse to be the pot, the frog just sitting in the pot, just chilling while they turn the temperature up. I'm in my mind thinking wow, what's next? What are we going to do next? Because we know they're turning this temperature up. It's just a matter of time. What are we going to do next? And I'm talking about in a peaceful, collective way. What are we going to do next, y'all? That's my questions. Are we going to wait till they roll up on us and just wipe us out and just say another one? And it just be history. No, man, it's not. I'm not going out like that. And that's so sad that people don't take stuff serious until stuff happens. And even when stuff happens, they still don't take it serious. They still downsize it. And we forgot about how Tyree Moorhead was executed. And we forgot about our loved ones. And literally, the ones that speak Corinne Gaines, have we forgot about her? Sandra Bland, Timothy Flemings, like all of our loved ones. Have we forgot? Have we forgot about them? Your average citizen trying to live in this world that had family members, loved ones, and just got wiped out by this dirty system. And their answer is, hey, let's write them a check and send them on their way. Meanwhile, these killer cops ain't never securing a cell block. And when they do, you have the GOP standing up. Standing up, y'all. Like, are you kidding me? Taking a moment of silence. What? Like, are you kidding me? Right in our face. But let us would have did that, take a moment of silence, and we would have had somebody doing some crazy stuff to Caucasian folks or the cops, and we just took a moment of silence for them, or they'd have had us on the top #1 FBI list shut down. All that. Think about what's happening, y'all. Importantly, what are you going to do? And I want y'all to keep this in mind, because we got our big event coming up, literally, on the 20th at the Pill. They're going to be just our loved ones speak, their art, our hearts, right? And the whole point of what I'm trying to say, and I hope I didn't mess the name up, because y'all know I'm messing up names all the time. Don't judge my heart. But my whole point is, after you see what you see in those beautiful exhibits, right? Just remember that the people that should be there was stolen from us, right? And even we have some survivors that doing artwork, but even a piece of them was stolen. Trust from this system. So we have all this going on. I'm going to ask y'all, what are y'all going to do about it at the end? Like, my brother should not be a memory. My brother should be here right now with his children. His son, his youngest son, is going through hell and hot water back. His oldest daughter going through hell and hot water back. His oldest son going through hell and hot water back. Even his grandbaby's going through something right now. Why? Because they are associated with Tyrone West and they can't stand him. And that's disgusting. But my question is, what are we going to do? Or, and I'm going to turn it around, I'm going to stop right here. We're going to go check the questions or comments, and we're going to go on to the sad list. What are you going to do before it becomes you? And when I say becomes you, because easily, at any moment, any second, at the blink of your eye, you ain't even got a blink, baby, nowadays. Any second, something could happen that could shift your whole world, baby. Like a nightmare, and there ain't nothing you can do. You can't pinch yourself to wake up. You can't throw all the hot or cold water on your face, because it becomes your reality. You're assigned and you're recruited into a club that you never asked for, that you didn't want no parts of. You was just minding your business, living your life, enjoying your family until that phone call, till that door knock, or till, if you didn't get a phone call, just that instance of being so connected with your loved ones, you felt them snatching their soul out of their body, and then you see it confirmed on the news, and you in a club that you never asked for. And I'm in a club that I never asked for, but guess what? This is a club that I promise y'all that I'm never, ever going to walk away from. I can't. They hate me. I love y'all too much to turn around and just walk away. I could have walked away years ago, easy, with money in my pocket, but I didn't. I'm still here, and I'm not going nowhere. But what are we going to do collectively as human beings? And that's what I want to end on. And I want y'all to keep that question in your head. And then when we have the moment to invite you guys out to our special event, I want you to take away, what are we going to do? Like, I want you to feel so compelled that, you know what, if that means you got to sit outside Ivan Spade's office, Anthony Brown's office, whatever you got to do, right? To make something happen peacefully and we get accountability. Because this is the last thing, but certainly not least. We had over 400 doctors, right? Forensic doctors that put integrity, put everything on the line. Their safety, their career. Because you know when you speak up, you know you become a target. When you speak up against this dirty system, yeah, you got a target. Yeah, you're going to catch repercussions. These 400 plus doctors, men and women, from around the world, right? Not in one certain area, around the world, signed off on a very important document and said, you know what? What David Fowler did was so foul. So foul. Y'all need to investigate that medical examiner's office now, ASAP. Signatures, free, black and white. Get all that. And we still waiting. We still being disrespected and unprotected. Nobody has not talked to my family yet to say, hey, Miss Jones, this is happening. This is not happening. Nothing. It sucks to be you again. And we in 2026. 2026. They risked it all for what? For us to be left standing by waiting? How disrespectful was that? And it was already disrespectful for the fact that every family that got messed around by David Fowler, right? Should have been investigated. Let's be clear. Point number one. Point number two. Y'all didn't. Okay, that's it. But then with the plan-selected ones that you said, you know what? We going back to whatever, how many years you went back. These 30, 40, 50 families, this is what we going to do, this little handful. You ain't even doing nothing for us. Like, what's next? You just going to keep us sitting around? Let witnesses die off, information. What are y'all going to do? Nothing. Y'all don't even have enough of balls respect to say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's not going to happen. Sorry for you. Good day for you. Nothing. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. Disgusting, y'all. Check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Tawanda, are you ready for me to read the comments?
Yes.
Okay. Well, starting off, I commented, good evening, everyone. Another day to oppose police terror. And as soon as you started talking about the 14-year-old boy who was killed, I said, say his name, Cyrus Carmack Belton, who was only 14 years old. Angela commented afterwards, mic check, and so did Linda. And then Angela said, Cyrus Carmack Belton, I can't believe they got away with murdering that young man. And Linda said, met a young man from Chile today who was studying state violence there and said how much state violence leads to community stress and other types of violence. There are ripple effects of police terror. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Absolute mic check. And thank you all for commenting. It's just sad and disgusting, y'all. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm at. And I wanted to ask, do anybody in here want to say anything before I say our statement, and then we take it from there? Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Tawanda, when you were this is Hillary, when you were talking, and this is, I'm not speaking as a West Coalition member, but just as a citizen of Baltimore. When you were talking, one of the things that came to mind for me, and I wonder if other people have thought this, is we're celebrating the fact that community violence is decreasing in this city. But what nobody is talking about is that police violence has not decreased. Folks are finding ways. Our mayor in particular has done a lot of work to help decrease community violence. But the one thing people haven't been able to figure out yet is how to decrease police violence against people in the community. And I think we need to make sure we speak on that as well. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
That's a beautiful point. But again, it literally goes, and this is my opinion, And it's me speaking. It just, to me, feels like the song Michael Jackson says they don't really care about us because, again, you can talk about every and anything and you will get support. I saw this early on in 2013 when I first was pulled into a family that I never signed up for, but I'm here for it. But the whole point is, the fact that I done seen, so many people that do any other, like every other organization that does anything besides talk about the things that they don't want to talk about. It's like forbidden free. Everybody else get help, they get acknowledgement, coverage, all of that. But immediately, none of that. When you're talking about police brutality, none of that. And it's just sad and disgusting, and it should be, as you said, it should be the biggest thing that they talk about for the simple fact. They're not like comparing or being petty comparing, but the fact that you think about how vulnerable people are, and if you want to bridge this gap back between good officers that really take their job serious and say, hey, I want to be a difference maker. I want to do, because I'm not saying like everybody that becomes an officer say, hey, I just want to be in a violent gang and I want to do this bad stuff. No, they might in their mind be like, you know what, I want to be that one good cop that does the right thing, that, does not, that can bring, accountability to my community or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, but it's just sad. But I learned, years ago that brutality is forbidden fruit. So, I just wanted to check to see if we had any additional comments or questions before I say our statement, and then we can move on to the sad list, the part that I do not like at all.
Mic check. So far, the most recent comment is from Descartes saying, "This is a dirty system indeed."
And it is, absolutely. Thank you, Descartes, for that, definitely. Thank you, Khalil, for reading the question. Thank you, the whole West Coalition. Rachel, Hillary, Brian, like all of you, and everybody. And so again, I'm just gonna go into the statement. I'm just gonna say it. And I always say it from my heart now. I remember starting off when we got the mission statement, we would just say it like, literally I would read it, but anybody that knows me knows I like to go from my heart. To me, it's more sincere when it comes from your heart, So I'm just going to go from my heart. And also with respects of the coalition as well. I'm sorry, what did you say?
There wasn't something.
Oh, nobody said nothing? I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. Okay, it must was an echo. All right, so, but again, I was saying I'm just going to go from my heart, but definitely keeping the importance of the West Coalition, the respects for our coalition, our family, keeping, highlighting, what we are about, type of thing, as well as going from my heart, so that we can stay on point and on target. But it is the mission of the West Coalition not to just fight for accountability for my big brother Tyrone West, may he rest in peace, but literally for all the victims of police brutality and murder. May they all rest in peace. May we get accountability that they so deservedly need. And deserve. But with that being said, when we read these when we read these names tonight, which we have two lists, a community violence list as well as a police brutality list. But again, we know hand in hand that this is a system that is not for us. And, we're here to pretty much uplift everybody, police brutality and community violence. And we believe in mediation as a West Coalition. We believe that if we can actually sit down and come to talk about a problem, even if we can agree to disagree, everybody can safely walk away from a safe place. We believe in peace and love, right? And we also believe in accountability, even though we all come from different races, religions, backgrounds, like some of us are communists, some of us are not, some of us are Christians, some of us are Muslim, different types of it. But one thing that we do agree on, that this is a rotten system and that we need to fight it peacefully and again, when we get these lists, the 2 lists that I told you guys about, or I mentioned just now, we have no details about any of the lists. One is from a national list that we have no details surrounding like what happened or leading up to the person being unalive, and even with the community violence list, that's a local list, right? We have no details on, what happened leading up to. And it's just sad. But again, we do know that these people, and as my brother Brian always says, these people belong to a community, belong to a family, right? And the people that care about them. And even on both sides, and I've been in a courtroom to see both sides, the victim side and the defense side. And both sides have families that care about them. So when you do stuff like that, when the violence happens, it hurts both families. Rather, you're the defendant, and it definitely hurts the family if you're the victim. It's the victim, but it's sad and it's awful. And it don't have to be that way. It really don't. So with that being said, again, we're just here not to exploit nobody, to disrespect nobody, but just to humanize these victims, because they are humans that belong to family members, and they did not deserve. And I always say this is Tawanda Jones speaking right here. No one deserves to be unalive and brutalized. That's just my belief. I don't believe in violence. It's ugly. It's not an act of God. It's not good. So no one deserves to be brutally executed. So with that being said, I'm looking at the
Lost you for a second, Tawanda.
I'm sorry, say that again.
We lost you for a second. Tell us what time again.
Okay, all right. Okay, sorry guys that I'm keep on with this. I'm sorry that the technology in my house is horrible. I'm saying the time and I'm gonna go back to it. I'm sorry. We're gonna come back at 7:53. We're gonna take 1 minute. If you end up saying a prayer, please say a prayer. If you end up sending nothing but positive vibes, please send that. Or if you're just a thinker, you're in here trying to say, let me figure out a way that I can help these families. And if it's coming up with changing laws, whatever it may be, just please think about that for 1 minute and we'll be right back. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. Definitely appreciate it. The time now is 7:53. Can you guys hear me?
We can now. You went out for a second.
I was saying thank you. The time now is 7:53. I'm handing it off. Thank y'all for your time. I'm handing it over. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Starting off with the national list. Oh, actually, sorry. Brian, do you have the community violence list?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So this week's community violence list is, excuse me, there we go. This week's community violence list is actually last week's community violence list. Last week, the names had not been released for these people. And this week we do have their names. And so I'm just going to read these names off. These go back to the 15th of of last month. Excuse me, to the 7th of last month. And so, these people are now long past, but we still want to remember them. We still want to lift them up. We still want to stand in solidarity with their families and their loved ones and their co-workers and the people who knew them. And we still want to dedicate ourselves to ending the scourge of violence in Baltimore City and the world at large. And so if you would just say the names as I read them off. Jamal Ferguson.
Jamal Ferguson.
Raven Sims.
Raven Sims.
Michael Parker.
Michael Parker.
Zion Clayton.
Zion Clayton.
Tyrell Sims.
Tyrell Sims.
Lamont Gooding.
Lamont Gooding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now with, as Tawanda mentioned, the disgusting and extensively long list of those taken by the police across the country here in the US, we have from a 9-day period going back to May 23rd to the very last day of May on the 31st, 29 names. Of those that we do know, the youngest was a 15-year-old male and the oldest was a 51-year-old male. So I will start reading the first half up to the first 15 names, and then Hillary will continue with the last 14 names. Starting on the 23rd in Crandon, I believe, Wisconsin. We have no information about this individual. Their name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
Again, on the 23rd in Wichita, Kansas, a 36-year-old male, Kiam Ahmadi.
Ahmadi.
On the 23rd in Washington, D.C., 21-year-old male, Nasir Best.
Nasir Best.
On the 23rd in Utkavik, Alaska, 46-year-old male, Gordon Kilbear Jr.
Gordon
Kilbear Jr.
On the 24th of May in Floydada, Texas, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
Ashe. On the 24th in Steubenville, Ohio, 36-year-old male, Matthew Metzger.
Matthew
Metzger.
On the 25th in Norfolk, Virginia, 42-year-old male, Rajon Gunter.
Gunter.
On the 25th in Wichita Falls, Texas, 33-year-old male, Jeremy Loeffler.
Jeremy Loeffler.
On the 25th in Danville, Indiana, 51-year-old male, Brian Brannigan.
Brian Brannigan.
On the 25th in Benson, Arizona, 39-year-old female, Berkeley Bond.
Bond.
On the 25th in Roland, Arkansas, 31-year-old male, Matthew Garrett.
Matthew Garrett.
On the 26th in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, 38-year-old male, Jonathan Simmons.
Jonathan Simmons.
On the 26th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 23-year-old male, Jose Armas.
Jose Armas.
Jose Armas.
On the 26th, in Hammond, Indiana, 34-year-old male, Aaron Barnes.
Aaron Barnes.
Aaron Barnes.
On the 27th, in Norman, Oklahoma, a male whose age is unknown, but whose name was Sean Stryzek.
Sean Stryzek.
Sean Stryzek.
And I'll pass it now to Hillary.
Thank you, Kalia. So we're continuing on May 27th in Kennesaw, Georgia, 25-year-old man, Cortez Eatman.
Cortez
Eatman.
On the 28th in Grandfield, Oklahoma, 35-year-old male, Christian Rodriguez.
Christian Rodriguez.
On the 28th in Chicago, Illinois, 25-year-old male, and I'm going to do my best with this name. I apologize. It's Abdul Hafid. Abdul Hafid. On the 28th in Palm Springs, California, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
All blacks for killer cats.
Ashe.
On May 29th, in Veguita, New Mexico, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
All blacks for
killer cops.
Ashe.
Ashe. On the 29th, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 35-year-old male, Robert Salas.
Robert
Solis.
Also on the 29th, in Papillion, Nebraska, 38-year-old male, James Bolter III.
James Bolter III.
On the 29th, in Martin City, Montana, a person whose gender is unknown, age is unknown, and name was withheld by the police.
All blacks for killer cops.
Ashe.
On the 29th, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33-year-old male, Kevin Almonte.
Kevin Almonte.
On the 29th, in San Bernardino, California, 36-year-old male, Kevin J. Hughley Jr.
Kevin J. Hughley
Jr.
On the 30th, in Fraser, Michigan, and this is the youngest one we have, 15-year-old male, Aiden Gould. On the 30th, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 46-year-old male, Eddie Deans Jr.
Eddie Deans Jr.
On the 30th, in Louisville, Kentucky, 27-year-old male, Martin Nitskin Jr.
Martin Nitskin Jr.
And the last name that we'll be upholding tonight, on the 31st, in Oak Park, Illinois, 38-year-old male, Christian Wallace.
Wallace.
And that concludes this horrible list for tonight.
Thank you, Hillary. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And even though I wasn't going to ask y'all to watch the other half, but I feel like it's important, please stay tuned if you can to watch the other half. And so this live stream ends. Thank you again in advance. And while you're watching it, let it sink in that we need help now, like right now. So figure out what it is you could do, any advice, any tips, anything. Please just let us know. And thank you again. Remember, live to love, love to live. And I will see you all. And I'm excited about our appeal event. I will be sharing. And yeah, so mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life. And Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No, why you want to talk to me? Why would you say that?
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salon vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the Officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time